Hello.
Welcome to Daughter Knows Best. She is Jay,
Sure am.
and I am Jeff, and we are here.
Sorry. No, you're good.
So I was
I
there
just
was
don't wanna look at
paper
my
flying
face
at
this
me.
time.
Start. How was your week?
I'm a little stressed. There's just a lot coming up. I I wish I had less jobs, but it's okay.
I think you need more money to have less jobs.
I know, but the problem is that I'm doing the acting stuff, like, not for free, but for on the cheap, and then I have to
Okay.
take off work to do it, and then
I
I have to
know.
work extra to make up for it, and so I'm, like, dying a little bit. And I still have to rehearse. So it's like the more I act and the more I need to rehearse, the more I also have to work.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eventually, someday, you'll have enough acting that you won't have to do all that stuff. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Maybe when I write my show and it gets big and Timothy Chalamet is in it.
Really?
No,
What's your show
I
called
should hope
anyway?
not. I can't say because it had a name and then that name was stolen. It had a name for like 3 years and then a movie came out with that name. So,
So there's no working title.
no, I was really set on that name. I was really upset. I thought
There
I
are movies with
actually
the
have
same
brains.
name.
I know, but it just bothers me. And I think the movie did well. If it did shitty, I would have just taken it. But anyway, I don't really have one right now. Maybe you can read it and tell me because I brainstormed all summer, couldn't think of anything.
I'd love to do that. I think if your mom has a copy, she can send me.
Yeah, well, let me send you an updated one. Anyway, yeah, I'm also doing that. I took a break from writing for a minute because I was so busy and I was like, I just need to focus. And then that paid off because I remember I told you my last rehearsal went pretty well. So,
Right.
like, I was glad that I did that because the problem is it's always like, okay, I finally have a moment. Let me go on my iPad and do some work, like rehearse things or prep teaching or something. And then I'm like, but I could write. And then I write. So I took a break after I finished my last episode. And then in March break, I gave myself permission to start the next one. So I've been writing that on and off.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's great. So how many episodes are there going to be?
Ever?
No, like in the first, like how many before you actually go and try to do something with
It's a really good question. I am
it?
really terrified to actually do something with it, to be honest.
Have you done any research to see how many episodes people usually write before they actually
It's
go into it?
one. It's one. I've written
With a
7.
general premise, I assume, like a
Yeah. Yeah,
elevator
probably
pitch.
like an arc, but I already have that. So,
Let's go. Let's do this. Pitch this thing.
scary.
Pitch it right now to me. Pitch.
Not on the pod, please. But,
Why? I think that it's
'cause
fine.
no, I don't want to spoil it. Read it first. I want you to read
Okay,
it.
then I'll pitch it. I'll come
Yeah,
up
that'd be
with the
great, actually.
marketing.
I'd love your help on that. It's hard to do it with yourself, right?
Mm,
Like, I've been thinking about this since I was 12. Like, I'm so close to it, you know?
hmm. It's true.
So, be very helpful, actually. I've been loving
Awesome.
hearing, like, Mom and Katie's, like, what they think of things, and it's hilarious because it's, like, things I thought of so long ago and, like, things that, like, not it's not, like, based on my life at all, but then, like, obviously, because I was a teenager, like, things would leak in, like, dynamics and things, so it's really interesting hearing, like, Katie be like, "Oh, I hate this guy." I'm like, "That's based on this real person," like, by accident, but it ended
Mm,
up kinda being based on this person I know that you also know, like, it's so interesting. So, that's been really fun.
I can't wait then. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was allowed to read it because nobody
You'll get
sent
to
it
read
to
it.
me. So that's cool.
Well, I just don't wanna force people to read it because it's a bit chuggy. Like, I it just feels I don't know, I'm just starting with songwriting, that took me a while to, like, have confidence enough where I can, like I don't actually care who hears my songs now, I feel good about them, but that was hard, like, that was really hard, and I feel like I'm not there yet with this because it's new that I'm actually doing this, so
Mhm, okay, I'll read
but
it.
I'd
We'll
love for
chat
you to
about
read
it.
it, I don't wanna it's not that I'm scared of people reading it, I am a little bit, but I'm more scared of, like, asking people they wanna read it because then it's like, they'll feel like they have to say yes, etcetera, so
Gotcha. Gotcha.
how has your, like, 3 days been?
Well, it's been really busy. There's a lot going on. Work's super busy. It's really stressful. Lots of, you know. we have a new showroom we're designing, and I'm involved in that. And then my normal job, I had like 2 or 3 different jobs right now, which is awesome. So it's been super busy. But you know what? It's all good. It's all good. We had a St. Patty's Day potluck, which is super good. Got some good food, which I love food. Yeah. Yeah, it's been pretty uneventful though. I mean, it's nice all the snow's gone here, so that's amazing. We don't have any snow whatsoever. How about you? Do you have any snow left on the ground?
No, it's like kind of flurries every now and then, but no,
So,
not right now.
so, because tomorrow is the first day of spring.
Yeah, it's not feeling like that. It's pretty cold.
Nah, it's pretty cold. But we have a very special episode tonight. Cue editor Katie to put in some vroom vroom sounds. Vroom vroom.
Wait, let's
Yeah.
drive cars. Maybe she can edit in cars that are like in front of us.
Yeah.
If she does it, it's gonna be so embarrassing.
Um, so we're gonna talk. I'm gonna do a little education on Formula One. So I
Why
thought
is it called that? My first question.
oh, okay, we can
Because
talk
like,
about that.
why? That sounds like science.
Well, it kind of is. So I wasn't going to go into the
Bold.
whole history of Formula One, but
No, I think you
Formula One
should.
one started with different people designing cars, and they'll have certain rules they had to comply to, but they designed cars and who could make the fastest car with a certain set of rules. That's the general premise. And it kind of, I mean, right now it's a big deal, obviously, right? Billions of dollars, fastest cars in the world, racing, and they race all over the world, as you know. Every few weeks they're in a different place, and it's a lot of engineering and strategy and all kinds of stuff. But and it kind of it wasn't a big business thing back when it first started. It was just a bunch of guys that were like, hey, I'm going to make a really fast car, and you can make a fast car. We'll see who is the fastest car, basically, with certain parameters. Um, but it's Formula One because it's the formula are the rules, right? So whatever the rules are, and the rules change all the time. So they have brand new rules right now, and certain things that are allowed to do and not allowed to do to make the fastest cars, right?
Mm.
But it's kind of like the Olympics of car racing, sort of. You know what I mean? Like, except for it's not every 4 years, but they have the most advanced cars, and they try to see who could get the championship.
So I've told you this before, but I'd love to tell the pod that when I was like 18, yeah, I was working at a theater camp and we had to write our own plays.
Right,
And this is all my prior knowledge of racing, by the way. We wrote this play called Space Racer,
right.
and it's set in space and it's all ABBA and Queen music, and it was for children for reference. But I thought we were just making it up. We were making up all the rules. We just made it was all really quite stupid and hilarious, honestly. It was pretty funny. And someone dies and he's a ghost. It's awesome. But we made up the rule because we thought it was so absurd that it couldn't be real. That like you had your driver and then in the passenger seat the mechanic sits there and then
Mhm.
he like makes the car, which, like, I know that's not exactly how it works, but then when you told me they were actually working on their own cars, I did not think that. I thought it was about how you drove, not about the
Yeah,
car.
it's so there's 2 championships every year. There's the drivers' championship, and every race, depending where you place, drivers get certain points. And then there's the constructors' championship, which is like the teams of championship. So every team has 2 cars and 2 drivers, and so they could get double the points with depending how their drivers work. But whoever has the most points. So one year, a lot of years, the constructor, like the best car, isn't necessarily the best driver. The driver could be on a
Yeah.
different team from who wins the best car, right? It's
We
kind of
just thought there was no way that was true. Because that's why we thought that was so silly. That's why we put it in there because we were making it like camp and funny.
yeah, but if you're an engineer back, especially in the 50s, when this is starting, and you're engineering, a bunch of your buddies are building a car, you don't necessarily hire the best driver. You're going to hire somebody or get somebody who's a good driver to
Yeah.
drive your car, right?
Yeah. Man.
So it's kind of interesting. So last year, McLaren won both the drivers and the constructors, but the year before, McLaren won the constructors, but Max Verstappen, who's with Red Bull, won the drivers. So, it's kind of just depends who doesn't really, because sometimes you can have the driver could be the best, but if there's just 2 drivers on every team. If the other driver isn't doing well, you're never going to win the team part, right?
Huh.
So there used to be 10 teams. Now there's 11. This year there's 11 teams. So each 2 drivers, so there's 22 cars right now on the track when they're racing.
Okay.
I say that, but because there's new rules and the rules encompass new engines, so all of them have new engines. Last race, only 16 cars. No, sorry, 18 cars actually made it to the race, or didn't even start. They did make it to the race because they just didn't work. So it's kind of weird, right? Like you work, they spend millions and millions of dollars, and they just like, and one was a whole team. McLaren didn't even race at all. They won the constructors and drivers last year. They didn't even make it to the track. They were like,
Because their car
no, they're
didn't
not.
drive.
The cars didn't work. Yeah,
That is kind of like
2 different
TV
problems.
shows, though. You
Yeah,
like make a whole pilot and then doesn't get picked up, and you're like, "Wait, we're out 100,000."
yeah, and all that work too.
Yeah.
And they flew. The race was in China, so they traveled to China and sent all their stuff and didn't race the
No,
cars.
that's so sad. Were they sad?
Yeah, oh yeah. Drivers are always sad when they're like, they look all dejected. The race is starting and they're all in. They don't have their gear on. They're just in normal clothes, and they're like, and they go to
What?
like talk to the press and be sad.
They still go? That's so sad.
Well, they're there because well, like they so China the week the race just happened was a sprint weekend. Well, we're gonna get this. I don't want to get into this yet. We're not ready for this
How
yet.
do they not know their car doesn't
Well,
work?
they did qualifying. That all worked, but they just when the race time came, something was wrong with their cars, and they didn't. They did power.
Okay,
They did
I see.
practice. They did the race, and they did a bunch of stuff that weekend. They just didn't make it to the main race.
It's
So let
wild.
me talk about the weekend. So a normal race weekend, Friday is practice. There's usually a few practice sessions where the drivers are allowed to take the cars out. They can go around the track and they practice learning like the track because all the tracks are different. But it's also a time for the engineers because they have tons of data coming in from all the cars. They can analyze it all and go, okay, we have to adjust this thing and fix this, and like so they're constantly tweaking things, and that's all Friday.
Uh-huh.
Saturday is qualifying. So each car gets a chance to do one lap, not racing anybody, all but one lap, how fast they can do one lap on the track. And whoever does the fastest lap gets to be pole position, the first car on when they line up the next day at the race. And then it goes all the way down from there to be the 22nd car. Obviously, you have a better chance of winning the race if you're in number 1 or 2. If you're number 22, it's going to be a lot harder for you to win the race because you have to go through past all those different cars. People have done it before, not 22, because we've never had that many cars. But people have done it from like 15 and 16 and actually won races before. But that's pretty hard. It's a lot more difficult, right?
Uh-huh.
And then Sunday is the race. And as you know, the races are like 2 hours long.
I just think more people would watch it if it was not that long.
So this year, I think you should start watching it now, and I'll tell you why. Other years, you're right. A lot of times the cars would start and they'd have a little bit of people passing. And then once they all got, in their spots after like 2 laps, that order was exactly how the race finished
What?
60
Why would
laps
they
later
do that?
because they couldn't pass because the cars were way bigger.
No, why would they why would they make it that long then? Like, oh
So
my
they changed.
God.
No, it wasn't always like that though, and it was just because we were in an era of cars where they were much larger cars, and just the way they were designed, it was really hard to pass. So because of that, the new rules that just started, now the cars are much smaller. Okay,
Uh-huh.
and the way they're designed, they have 50% of the power of their battery it comes from battery, and 50% of the power comes from their engine, and they have to coast certain times during the lap so they recharge their battery. But if you have a
Ugh.
full battery, you can literally push a little button and they can pass people because they have way more power, right? So
Okay.
it's way more exciting because the cars are smaller. There's more room to pass, and it's the reason they did is to make it more interesting because it got a little boring sometimes before. Cars 350 kilometers an hour is kind of their top speed
I don't really
thereabouts.
know much about that. Kind of means nothing to me, but
Well, think about it. You drive on the highway, it's 110 kilometers.
yeah.
So they're going 3 times faster than what you do, more than 3 times faster than you
That
drive on the
feels
highway.
fine. I don't feel like it's that fast on the highway. I did used to. I remember like, well, I know it's fast. I just mean like I don't feel like my feeling when I'm on the highway is I'm like, oh gee, you know.
3 times faster than on the highway, though.
I
Think
feel
about
like you
that.
get used to it because I remember when I first started driving, 50 felt really fast to me.
Sure.
Like just, and then obviously doesn't anymore.
The cars can go 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, so stopped to full on the highway in 2.6 seconds. That's pretty cool.
Why?
Well, the
This
start.
just doesn't
That's
feel
for
like
the start. For the
really like
start.
I was under the impression that racing was like about racing and it feels like it's about cars. So,
It's about both. Because if you have an amazing car but a bad driver, you're not going to win, and vice versa.
okay, but like I just shouldn't I want to see a race where they all have a Kia Sorento.
Okay,
And
so you want to watch something called IndyCar. So the United States, they have something called IndyCar, where all the cars, they're built by different companies, but they're exactly the same. They're the
okay.
same everything. Like this, everything's the same. And then
Yeah.
it's purely the driver,
I feel
whoever the
like
best
that's what
driver
it
is.
should. Isn't that what normal sports are? Like
Not necessarily.
what
If you're a really, if you could be a better runner than the other runners, you're going to run faster, or you're stronger,
Yeah,
you
but
can
it's
lift more.
purely based on the skill of the person, is what I mean.
This is based on a dual thing, the skill of the engineers and the skill of the drivers.
We really made that up thinking it was hilarious and would never happen. Like that is so crazy.
So
Okay,
the
so
way
why but I feel like most people's impression of sorry, of racing is what I thought it was. You know what I mean?
and there's also a whole bunch of strategy.
But do you know what I'm saying? Like why did that historically, do you know why? Because I feel like most
Why?
people think
Why?
of it that way. Like they think of it as just the race car driver, you know? Was
Why do we
IndyCar
think?
like really a big thing? Like,
I think it's because way back people would be like, oh, the big names, like people know the names like Mario Andretti, like, oh, what an amazing race car driver. But nobody thinks about, well, the car he was driving. You know what
so
I
it was
mean?
always like this?
Yes, always.
That is strange
I
to
think you
me.
like I think you still have to be a very skilled driver though. Like you have to have both things, I feel like.
Do you think you'd be good?
No, no, not at all. My reaction time would be horrible. I'm old. No, no. And these guys, like they start when they're literally 5 years old,
Yeah, it's just really
go-karting.
ingrained. Yeah. Go-karting is so funny. All right, sorry,
That's how
go
they
on.
start. Um,
Strategy.
so there's a tons of strategy too that can make or break somebody winning a race. Races have you usually have to do at least one pit stop in a race. Okay.
Yeah.
And there's different some races you might even do two
We also wrote that in thinking it would never happen.
a pit
We didn't
stop.
do any research.
But
It
you know
was
a
set
pit
in
stop
space.
happens. People know that.
I didn't I didn't know that. I don't think we knew that. Any of us. There's 3 people writing this play.
Okay, well,
To be
they
fair,
have to
we're
do
all
a pit stop.
18-year-old girls, but
Um, and so the rules are you have to use two different tire compounds during the race. There's every race, there's three different kinds of tires: the softest, the medium, and the hard,
Mhm.
right? The softest are the fastest, but they wear the fastest too. The hards are the slowest, but they last way longer. So you have to figure out what strategy you want to use depending on the track and when you want to change your tires. And tire changes, the pit crew can change tires in like 2 seconds, 2 to 3
Mhm.
seconds. But the problem is you have to slow down, like you have to get off the track, slow down. There's a speed limit in the pit lane because they don't want to either hit anybody. And you stop, your tires change. Yeah, they do it in 2 seconds, you're out. But that whole thing could take, depends on the track, but 30 seconds, which in a race is like an eternity, 30 seconds. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So there's tons of strategy on when you do it. Like, do you wait? If there's a crash or somebody's off the road, then there could be a
Do
chance
people do
where
it
it has to slow
differently?
down. Sorry?
Do people do it differently?
Yes.
Okay.
In the first race of the season, Ferrari didn't pit when everybody else did, and it actually hurt them. They should have pit when everybody else did. So it's not only the best driver, the best car, it's the strategy of, oh, when do we do these things, right? For
Yeah.
sometimes they think, hey, this race is so long, we're going to need to pit stop twice. And then the tires last longer and the drivers go, no, these feel great. We could just stay out. We'll only do one. It's fine. And then that changes who wins and like what the strategies are. It's kind of fascinating, really. So yeah, and the tracks are everywhere. Like there's the famous ones are in Monaco, right? Monaco's the famous track,
I wouldn't know
and
that.
there's tracks in Silverstone, which is in England. The last two races, one was in China, and the one before that was in Australia. There was supposed to be
Okay.
two, right? The next one's in Japan, and then the next two are canceled,
Right. You said
right?
that.
Because of
Yes.
in
Drama.
Iran.
I was gonna say something. I have many questions actually
Well,
about
let me
that
just
whole
keep going, then you can
situation.
ask tons of questions.
I'm
So
not gonna remember them. I'm not
okay,
feeling good,
ask
remember?
away then. Ask away. Go.
Um, okay, one, they can feel the tires.
Yeah, because when you're making the corner, if the tires are worn, they're going to slide and they're not going to be able to be as
Like
aggressive in the
Mario
corner.
Kart. Okay. Okay. Wait, I had another thought, but then I think it left. See,
You can even
you
see
go
them.
ahead.
Like they can see the tires for where they are, and you can see how worn they are sometimes.
Okay. Go on.
Okay.
I don't remember the rest of
Um,
mine.
the tracks, some of them are purpose-built tracks for, that's always there and people race them, like Silverstone. But some tracks like Monaco are street circuits. So they actually, in Montreal is too, for instance, Montreal Grand Prix, they actually block off parts
They're
of the
actually called
street.
Grand Prix.
Yeah, they're all called Grand Prix.
I thought that, oh my God, I thought it was from Mario Kart. Okay, go on.
No, it's before Mario.
My experience is limited to the play we wrote and made up and Mario Kart.
So they are called Grand Prix. So the Montreal Grand Prix and the Monaco Grand Prix are actually street circuits. So they are on the street. They actually they make barriers on the actual
Oh,
streets people
wow.
usually drive on, and then the
Oh my God, it
drive
is
cars.
like Mario Kart. Oh my God. I thought, the ones that are actually like that? I mean, some of those are crazy. They have like stairs and stuff, but you know what I
No, this
mean, where
is
they
just
make the
a normal street.
barriers. But
Yeah.
they do that on Mario Kart tracks, and I thought that was fake. Okay.
Nope. It's the way it is. And I know I like.
Okay, wait. One of my
Yep.
thoughts that I
Yep.
remembered. Okay. Do you remember when Tanya Harding,
Hmm.
her skate broke, right? And she did the whole thing where she was like, "Can I have a second to fix my skate?"
Hmm.
Okay. Like that's what I mean, but I think it's confusing to me that the cars are part of it, because it's like if someone's car broke, they wouldn't get that extra time to fix it
No, they're just
because
out
that's part of the game,
part of the
which is
racing.
unfair to the driver, really. They
Sure.
gave Tanya Harding that extra time because it's not her fault her fucking skate broke, because it's not about that, right?
Right.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. It's part of it. It's just part of racing. Is that yeah? My car broke. It sucks. There's many championships that have been lost because the car, they were in the lead and the car just died or whatever, or they crashed. That happens too, right? They crash and then you're just out. And
Were
these
they
cars are
okay?
like millions and millions and millions of dollars. So
Yeah.
like it's the poorer teams, because there's rich teams and poor teams. The poor teams have trouble sometimes where it's like, uh-oh, we broke a whole nose, like a whole wing in the front of the car. It's like, oh, we only have two more of those. So if we break
They're
another one,
poor teams? That's so
yes.
mean. All right.
Well, teams just have more money. So, well, obviously, like teams like Ferrari have more money than a lot of other
But they don't
teams.
win all the time.
No, they don't. No,
Okay.
they should, but that's a whole other podcast. Why is Ferrari so stupid sometimes?
Okay, so they're just dumb. Riches make you stupid.
Well, no,
Being
it's
rich is a
just
disease,
their
truly.
strategy sometimes makes no sense. Like
But
you're
that's
just
what
like,
I
what
mean.
are you thinking?
Like, truly, sometimes I think about it and I'm like, being rich, being really rich, or having a lot of access is it's almost worse, right?
Yeah,
You get cocky. It's a
but
disease.
Ferrari's, I mean, it's
What?
iconic too, right? It's one of the original teams. It's pretty, you
But
know.
they are bad at things.
No, I mean, no, they're actually they're doing quite well. They came in, they're coming in pretty much like second team right now out of all the other teams. They're
What's
doing pretty
first
well
right
too.
now?
Mercedes is doing very well.
Okay, sorry. Go on in your spiel.
Uh, so what you would like is the team radio drama. So during the
Yes, I
race,
would.
during the race, things happen and drivers get on the radio and they're like, that guy cut me off, and they like swear and they're like bad, or like they talk to their like engineer back at the pit and they're like what strategy were you doing? And they talk, and it's
That's
kind of
awesome,
funny.
yeah.
So, and
I've seen races, I've never seen
they
that.
do it on the broadcast. They'll play some of the team radio, and you'll
They
hear
should play
now.
only that I would watch.
And there's actually a whole on F1 TV. There's a whole show, like it's half hour long after the race. It's just the team radio. Only maybe it's half an hour. It's only about 15 minutes, but it has the most interesting team radio from the from
That's
the
crazy.
race. Because sometimes they get so angry, like Max Verstappen's known to. He's every time even when he was winning, he would complain about how the car was crap, the car was shit. He hated the
Oh,
car,
that's awful.
and most of them don't do that on the radio. They're
Yeah,
just like,
'cause it's
because
kinda fucked up.
well, and plus the whole team works really hard, and then
Yeah, that's
they're
so
like just like
mean.
this is the shittiest car I've ever driven. I hate this car, and he's like, oh, I can't corner and I can't do this, and he's always complaining. And it's like, ooh, it's kind of brutal,
He
but
sounds oh, I shouldn't say that.
it's funny though.
That's kind of oh, I really shouldn't say that. Someone I work with is kind of like that sometimes, where this
Yeah,
person will, like, be in their whatever they're doing and, like, freak out, but they won't accept help, and it's just like, "Why are you here?" But anyway.
yeah, and they complain about their tires, and they complain about they're like, oh, these new tires are shit, and I've been driving and they won't last, and I hate this, and this is the wrong strategy, and why are we doing this? And it's great.
They're awful, why would they do that?
Well, don't forget, most of these drivers are came from super wealthy backgrounds.
So they're evil
Most of them are super wealthy because it's just
and evil
you need
because
to have a lot of
wealth.
money just even to get in the sport.
Yeah,
Um, 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton, it comes from a poor background. He's like a normal middle class background,
okay,
but his dad just worked 2 jobs and like did a million things so he could drive, and he's like amazing. So it's great.
that's
Um,
awesome.
so I mean, people like F1 for different reasons. Some like it just for the cars, right? Like all the innovation, engineering, and all that great stuff. Some like it because the drivers, right? Just some like it because the drivers are really cute, like some of the women. But some of the drivers like it just because it's like they're like the drivers because it's just like wow, skill. They're good drivers.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like anything
strategy,
really.
obviously. Some
But
like
you
the
know what, it's
drama.
like anything. It's like, I really like actors because they are whatever, they're good and they're funny and like it's all the same.
So
Hey,
the real reason F1's kind of gotten big the last few years is
that
Drive to
one reality
Survive.
show, yeah.
Drive to Survive. So I looked up some stuff about it because I was interested. Season 7 was so not the season that just came out, but season 7 that came out in 2025 had over 10 million viewers.
Okay.
So that's a pretty big deal. And what was interesting about it is 31% of those viewers were 18 to 29, so pretty young. I was surprised by that.
It's weird because I don't know anyone my age who watches F1.
46% of the viewers are female. 86%.
That's pretty cool.
That's crazy. And 26% of the viewers had no interest in F1 whatsoever until they start watching Drive to Survive. It was me. I had no
You
interest at all. Zero. Zero interest. Start
but
watching, I
that's
was like,
like, I wouldn't have gotten into hockey. Literally what got me into hockey was a sweater. Like, I got a sparkly sweater and I went, "Alright, I'll bite." Like, you know what I mean?
it wasn't heated rivalry.
I've seen it. I've never seen it. Like, but I'm sure a lot of people are experiencing that right now.
So it's interesting because I think not only did Drive to Survive grow F1, like because it's way more popular
Yeah,
now, but I think it changed who was watching F1. Like I think that the demographic changed. I know a lot more Americans or North Americans watch F1 now than ever before. It's very big
really.
in Europe, but it was never as big here. So I think that was super interesting.
I have a really good idea, I think, for
Okay.
the next venture that's gonna grow the F1, okay?
Yeah.
All of the drivers are gonna get Queer Eye makeovers.
Okay.
It's a limited series,
I'm sure they do it.
every episode. I think that would be so fun. Or I guess Queer Eye is all fucked up now. Really, I don't actually care who does it. Someone can just walk in. I just think that'd be really interesting to watch. And I do care that, like, it's the Queer Eye style makeover where it's not just how they look, it's, like, lifestyle because that shit is so funny because it's not really real, it's just hilarious. Sorry, go on.
I'm
That was my thought.
curious though. Like I should try to find a picture. Have you seen these drivers? I'm curious if you think the
I've seen a
F1
lot of them.
drivers are like super cute, or is it just because they're wealthy? Or
I
they're
love
wealthy.
that you care what I think.
I'm curious.
I know, but like the way you said that sounded like you were gonna keep going with. Well, I'm just curious if you think the F1 drivers are super cute, only kind of cute.
Well, I mean, are they no? But I mean, are they cute because they're actually cute,
All
or
right,
they're cute
pull them
because
up.
they're multimillionaires and they have stylists? Probably. You know what I mean? Like those are two different things.
I see. You know what people do on TikTok? They do, is it a fit or is she just skinny? Is that what you mean? It's like, are they hot or is it just grooming?
But okay, let's try this. Share.
I need to get you a ring light. Do you have a ring light on today?
No.
Still Keegan's.
All right.
Here we are.
So there's three of the drivers. So the guy in the middle there is Lando Norris.
Wait 1 second. I need to look really close. Yeah, I'm gonna look really crazy on the camera, but that's Lando. Okay, people like him.
Okay. Max Verstappen,
That's which one?
the one
Brunette?
on the blue guy, the guy in the blue.
Yeah. Okay.
And the red is Charles Leclerc.
I think. Wait, what's his name?
Charles.
Charles.
Like
Okay.
Charles, but Charles. He's from
Charles.
Monaco.
I think Charles is the only naturally cute one. For me, it's all preference. I think Max would look a lot cuter if he shaved, frankly. He looks bad with that, I think. And also
Okay.
his haircut is awful. So I think the back two, sorry, that's mean to Lando. He looks fine. He's just not my thing. He looks short. Like his vibes give short. Is he short?
Lando? Yeah, he's pretty short.
Yeah, he seems it. So that doesn't do it for me. But the other two are cute. Max needs to change his hair and shave. That's what I think.
So I'm going to show you one more just because it's fun. It's a fun game.
This is a fun game, actually. It's my favorite part. All right.
I wish it was a bigger picture.
Pick up a different picture. This cannot be. No, no. Hard no. Oh, he looks
George?
evil. He looks
People love,
evil.
he's kind of a
No.
spoiled little brat, but
He
people think
he
he's
looks
cute.
evil. He looks like in a children's movie. Like, oh my God. He looks like in a live action children's movie, like an old Disney Channel movie. He would be like British and he'd be evil, but he'd have a really bad British accent because none of them could like do British accents. And he'd be like, Daddy will get me what I want. That's what he looks like.
He's kind of, people think he's kind of whiny.
He looks it. I'm not surprised by that.
I wish the images were bigger.
Dad,
for
we
you.
should play Hot or Not on one of these eppies.
Right, we'll totally do it. Okay, we're
Sounds
done with
really
drivers.
fun.
But supposedly, a lot of times lately, the women like Drive to Survive in F1 more now because of all the cute boys, right? So it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun to pick one and be like, oh,
Yeah.
I think that, yeah. Well,
That
I said
guy's
that
really
even
cute.
about hockey because I want to start getting into that and I want to like pick some. The Leafs, this is really mean. I don't find any of the Leafs hot, like at all. I was looking because I was like, well, I probably am going to like, I'm not going to support the Leafs anyway. But I
Right.
was like, well, let me just see what the vibes are. And I was like looking at them and I think proportionally the Montreal Canadiens are hotter to me. That's how I feel.
Yeah. Which is interesting because I would say, oh, it's because they're from Quebec, they're French, but in reality, they're not from all over the place. It doesn't
Yeah,
really work
well, they're
that
all
way.
from all over the place, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
all the teams. Yeah. It's interesting.
But I thought it was, I mean, I think it's interesting that women have really picked up on this because you'd think traditionally, oh, it's cars, men cars, like you think it would be, but
Yeah.
it's not the way.
Well, I think it's like anything. If you can find like people to support in it, like it becomes fun.
Yeah, and I mean, I know that the other thing you like about fun that we've talked about is the rivalries, right? You've got people on the same team, the two different drivers, and they hate each other.
I don't think I told you. I should have brought this up last episode. But so the women's hockey, there was some women's hockey drama where this one chick who doesn't even play anymore, but she released a poetry book. Oh, let me find this. Because the title itself is horrendous. It's a poetry book. It's about, I'm pretty sure, Katie. She told me about this. Wait, I'll look it up actually. PWHL poetry book. Because if we're speaking about rivalries, so funny. Unbroken Heart of Gold. It's called Unbroken Heart of Gold.
Unbroken Heart of Gold.
That's what this poetry book's called. Not to shade this girl. I don't know much about it. Katie told me this, but Casey Bellamy, who, oh, No, she's not playing anymore. She was in Calgary actually for a while. But anyway, like played for Calgary for a while. She yeah, she released Unbroken Heart of Gold, and it's basically like it states like this bitch cheated on me about someone else. Like someone who's actually currently on the Montreal Victoria team, which is
Uh,
why we even know about this because Katie loves them. But it's just hilarious. That girl that she's writing about is also married. So it's just like awkward because she's like, hey, fuck you, you cheated on me. And wait, the poems are so funny too. Not to be mean. I'm being a little mean. But they're not good. Unbroken
yeah, I
heart.
don't think any of the drivers wrote any poetry.
Well, I wouldn't expect fucking hockey players to write poetry. It's kind of weird.
Can I tell you? Are you going to take a little while? I'll tell you a story.
Go for it. Yeah.
So Charles Leclerc, that guy you thought was kind of cute in red,
Mm. Yes, Charles.
Charles, he actually he's a self-taught pianist. He's very good though. I've seen him play online, and he
Mhm.
composes his own music, and he taught himself how to play during COVID, and he's really good. Isn't that crazy?
Okay, I mean, that's awesome, yeah.
I thought that was pretty impressive considering his skills are
Sorry,
obviously
he plays what?
piano.
Piano, okay. Yeah, that's really
Yeah,
cool. That's it. Had he ever done music before? Because obviously that makes a huge difference.
don't know. I don't think so. But
I'm
he's
actually
super
gonna
wealthy. He was from Monaco, so if you don't know anything about Monaco, but the population is like 5 people, and they're all like super wealthy, right? It's like it's one of the richest places in the world. Yeah, there's 39,000 people in Monaco. That's all. And the average wealth, I could probably find it really quick, but it's
okay, I can't find this, but the Poulin cheated on her. Okay, it was Poulin apparently cheated on her. She's now married and plays for Montreal Victoria. And she's like kind of a legend, I guess. So it's just a bit crazy for her to be like, and also you cheated on me in a poetry book called Unbroken Heart of Gold.
so
T.
maybe we could hear some poetry sometime.
Yeah, if I do another hockey episode, I'll actually find it. But
Cool. So I did want to talk a little bit about about this season because I think this is really exciting. And I know that there's so many changes, and I think it's going to be good. So I just kind of alluded to it. The cars are smaller, they're shorter and
mm-hmm,
narrower and lighter. So because of that, they're more maneuverable.
mm-hmm.
And on some of these tracks, like this, like Monaco, where they're really small tracks, then it's something they can actually like pass now. Before, like last few years, they just can't pass at all. Like it's stupid. Cars can follow more closely. They can pass each other easier. And the races so far, I think, are like way more exciting because there's just more going on. Like I think I was telling you and Katie in the first race of the season in Australia, last
Mm-hmm.
year there was 40 passes out of the whole
Okay.
race. This year there was 120 passes.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
like
So that's
three
more
times
fun.
more passing,
Much more interesting
much more
television.
interesting. Now some people, Max Verstappen, are complaining about how horrible this is because
What?
it's not just pure racing anymore. You have to actually manage your battery. You have to
Oh,
always be watching your battery and trying to charge your battery so you can pass people. There's just a whole other strategy involved, and he hates it
but
because
that's another argument where I'm talking about why things aren't just based on the drivers. That's another thing that's just like it's just
another thing the drivers
interesting.
have to be good at that they're not used to, right? But
Yeah.
then you have Lewis Hamilton, who actually got third in the race in China. And he said it's the most fun he's had driving F1 ever. And he's like,
Huh?
he's 40 years old. He's driven F1 for, I don't even know, I think he's like 20 some years. Like he was 19 when he started. And him and Charles, so they're both on Ferrari, they kept passing each other and racing and like they were beside each other through corners and doing all, and like it's
That's
kind of
really,
dangerous because
really
you're on the
cute.
same team and you crash, then both cars are out. There's no points, right? And they were afterwards, both of them independently goes, oh, that was so fun.
Aw.
That's great, right?
I actually love that. But that's way more fun to watch, you know? In every like type of activity, that's more fun to watch. Like even with my students, like they'll always be like, well, I have this one girl who she's doing some kind of like contest singing wise or something, and she like can't she's really indecisive. Love her. She's super sweet. She's like 12. But she like can never pick a song. She's always like, well, I know I said I was gonna do this one, but I'm doing this one for like whatever thing she's doing because she's always doing something. And then she's
Okay.
doing this contest right now and she's preparing and then she keeps, flipping around. And I go, I don't think it matters. Like, truly, pick what you're going to have the most fun doing because that's
Hmm.
what's going to show. But it's so true, you know? And like, I
Yeah.
feel like I'm always better when audiences get involved in theater because it's just more fun, right?
I think Max is upset because he's not winning and not doing well. And he's a good driver, don't get me wrong. But when he was really winning, Red Bull had the best car too. Like it was, you know what I mean? So people are just like, we can't even compete with this car. It's too fast, you know? Um,
So what happened?
the rules all changed.
Okay.
So what happens is like the beginning of 2025 season, the teams were already working on the 2026 cars because the rules are changing.
Hmm.
The engine's totally different. So they have to design the engine. So Red Bull decided they were going to make their own engine. So they partner with Ford and they're going to make their own engine. They used to use Honda engines. Mercedes makes their own engine, but they supply a bunch of other teams' engine. And Ferrari makes their own engine and they supply a bunch of other teams, like the other teams that don't have the resources to make their own. But it's still like it's a lot of that. And then aerodynamics too. You have to figure out, look at the rule book and figure out how you can make your car the fastest,
They do
basically.
that in Mario Kart as well, and I always thought that was weird. Once again, I didn't know that why that was part of it. This is so
So
insane.
Mario Kart obviously was built off of F1, not the other way around, but that's
I know,
okay.
but I always was like, why do I have to choose? Like, can't all the cars be the same? Like, it pissed me off.
So it's funny, Max compared driving the cars to Mario Kart in a bad way and
Yeah,
said like, oh yeah, there's going to be a shell coming at me sooner. So he made some comment because he didn't like it.
it's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
So, like, so he's not a good driver. It was just his
No, he's a
car.
good driver. It's just like right now their car is really bad.
Who's
So,
we'll never know who the best driver is, right? Because it's all
well,
cars.
then you've got Lewis Hamilton as an example. He has 7 drivers' championships, right, with two different teams.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to me, I think if you drive different teams, different rules, and you're still the champion, then you're probably pretty darn good. You know what I mean? I like that
Hmm.
he's actually doing well this year because he moved to Ferrari last year and it was
Wasn't he
bad
your
for him.
fave? You told me this.
He's my
Yeah.
fave because I was like, it would be a great story where he did really well in Mercedes and then they started to go downhill. He left and went to Ferrari, and then if they did really well there, that's a great story. But last year was bad. It was a rough year
I
for him,
know.
and he couldn't use the car, and I like it because he's old. He's like
Yeah.
41 years
That's a
old, and I'm
fun
like,
story
I
for
like that.
sure.
It's just a good story, right? It's just more interesting than the young guy that comes and like me, you know.
Rich
Though
young dude, yeah.
though China, the guy that won the race, Antonelli, Kimi Antonelli, this is from Italy,
Where's
from
Lewis Hamilton
Bologna
from?
actually. Hamilton is from England.
'Kay.
Yeah. He won the race and he's 19 years old. And on the Drive to Survive that I just started to watch, the one from last season, his mommy picked him up at high school after he wrote a test. Was how they opened up, and he was going to F1. I'm like, oh my god, because they
Wow,
make
yeah.
millions of dollars, and he's just leaving high school.
Yeah. Makes me
Yeah,
so mad.
he got pole position in China, and he was the youngest person to ever get pole position in F1 ever.
That
It's
makes me
crazy.
angry
Why?
because I wanna be rich at 19.
There's a lot of pressure on him though. I mean,
It's true.
yeah. Um, so back to the 2026 cars. So you'll find this kind of nice. So I told you they use more electric power, right? So more electricity for their cars, but they're using sustainable fuels. They're using fuels that are not they're actually synthetic and they don't come from like the ground, from the environment.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool too, right? And a lot of the things that they develop, like sustainable fuels, things that they develop for F1, eventually make it to a mainstream. Like, you know what I mean? Eventually, these guys have hundreds of millions of dollars to throw at some of this stuff, and eventually, like the tires and things that they develop, they do eventually make it to the normal cars down the road, right? Um, so the cars they're more aerodynamic than other years. They have reduced drag, which is cool, so they can pass people easier. There's 2 new teams. So Cadillac is a brand new team. So they're starting from scratch. They decide they're last because They have no history of doing anything, so that's fine. It will take them a while to. They're happy just to like literally make it to the
Be
end of the
there, yeah,
race.
for
Yeah.
sure.
And then a team called Sauber last year is now Audi. So Audi's the second new team. So they took over that team. Yeah. So Audi is normally in most racing things, not F1, is usually really good. So everybody's really excited about that, and they're actually doing okay so far. So that's kind of cool. And when the rules change, the usually who the champion is changes because, like I said, they don't have the
That
good car anymore.
feels so mean. That feels so
Teams that
mean.
were number 1 could be number 5. Teams that were like 5th could be first.
That's so
Like
messed up.
it's
It
kind
feels
of
like
neat
a
because
reality show, you know, and they're like, we're changing every rule this season. Everything's at stake. Who
yeah,
knows what'll happen? You know, it
yeah,
feels like that.
yeah.
Or like that happens in like, you know, I watch a lot of reality dating shows. And one episode, the host will come in and be like, "Oh, we're actually, you have to send one of your own home to," you know what I mean? Like it's always like
Mm.
you have to choose, blah 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 blah, blah. And it's like super unfair, like that. That's what it feels like.
No, you're right. It is kind of like that. What I like is some of the underdog stories personally. Like so, like there's a team, one of the poor teams that has no money, Haas. They're like I think they're like 4th right now after 2 races, and like they're normally like last or like second last. So it's kind of nice to see them actually like they figured out the car and they figured out some stuff, which is kind of cool, right? Because they don't have a lot of money.
Mm.
I don't know. I think it's kind of neat to see people that you're like, oh, that team's doing better than
No,
normal.
I like that always better in every case. That makes me happier.
So I know you probably have lots of questions for me, but I actually have questions for you. Do you want to go first, or you've been asking me questions throughout?
Yeah, I feel like, you know, in a job interview, like, you have any questions for me? And you kind of asked them all already.
So I know the answer to this question. Would you watch a race that lasts 90 minutes to 2 hours?
No.
No, I know you wouldn't.
It's a circle.
They're not circles. That is a misconception.
It's an oval.
No, no, they're
What
all
is
like
it?
they're all different things.
What are they?
They're all
Okay, but
different
it's
shapes.
not like, it's not a maze. If it was a maze, I'd be there. Oh my God, they should race through mazes and then there should be dead ends and they have to turn around.
Uh,
Right?
What?
Dad,
No.
that's genius. Oh my God, it should be one of the mazes
Well, they
that
would just
changes.
learn the maze.
No, they couldn't. It's a secret. That's a new event. I want to watch that. There should be maze racing in the Olympics, even not in cars, like running around. Oh my
mhm.
God, that would be awesome. Wow, that would be awesome. You know what else should be in the Olympics? Wipeout.
What?
Wipeout should be in the Olympics. People should train on wipeout courses, I think, as well. Those are my 2 thoughts.
Okay, I'm going to share something with you. Can you see that?
Yeah.
That's the track for China that just happened.
Okay, but it's still a circle in a way.
It's not a circle.
But look at it.
It's not a
But
circle.
it's a continuous loop.
It is a continuous
That's
loop.
my point. I can't watch that for 2 hours.
So the start lines here, where those little black dots are. Can you see those little black things
Yeah.
there? And then they go up to turn 1, and they go around. See, turn 5.
Put
6.
it in a maze petition.
Okay.
I actually, don't you think maze racing, like real talk, running in a maze would be really cool for the Olympics?
Did you look up mountaineering?
I didn't.
You
I
should.
want to see
Oh
a
my God, it was
picture.
crazy.
Okay. But like, do you know what I'm saying? A maze.
Okay. I think that would be interesting, honestly. A maze
would
would be
enjoy
interesting.
that.
Yes, I
Yeah.
would watch that.
That's what I'm saying.
A reality show, even where people just had to race through a maze, would be
I think
interesting.
that probably exists. No?
Probably.
Because
They
like
have
it's
that
kind of,
thing, those Japanese-based ones where they had to like run on those like things that spin and then swing across and like
well,
Wipeout.
do you remember the TV show? It's for children. I watched it as a kid. It's like basically Temple Run. Do you remember this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do remember.
I loved that show. Loved it. Oh my God. I wonder what happened to that show. I would watch it now. It was so fun.
You should look it up.
Because remember the aesthetic? They had like the helmets and then everything was like rocks and like temple vibes. And then they had the stones at the end. It was so good. Loved it. I don't know what it's called. I think it was Canadian. It was bomb.
Really?
Anyway,
It was Canadian?
I think. Because I think I watched that when I watched Edible Incredible, which was also Canadian. And it was like Canadian reality show vibe. You know what I mean? Like it was that channel or whatever.
Yeah, Edible Incredible was blatantly Canadian. Like, it was in a bad way. Your prize is like a box of donuts. It's like, oh, thanks. Like,
What?
their prizes were
No,
not big.
they weren't. They got to go places.
Yeah, to like Marineland. It's like
Well, it's for
literally
children. All right. Well, the
Temple
Temple Run one,
Oh,
that one was the prize was either River Rapids, like a trip, or
okay.
something else that was like that. It was like outdoor and like cool. And I would always think about which one I would choose. Are you looking the show up?
I'm trying to, but it
I
says
know.
Legends of the Hidden Temple was a Nickelodeon show,
Oh, maybe it was. Maybe I'm wrong then. I don't think we had Nick when I was that age.
but it was probably re-aired on something we had.
Oh, you
No,
think it was old?
original. Well, no, it was out in 1993 and 1995. Oh, 2021 reboot? No.
No, I'm
See,
too old for that.
I don't think this is the right show.
Well, I
Anyway,
think it was Canadian. I really do. I think it was probably minor. That's why you can't find it.
Jungle Run, maybe?
I think that's right. Was it Jungle Run?
Somebody referenced Jungle Run on Jungle Run is British.
It was
It
not
aired
British.
in British.
It was not British.
99 to 2006.
It was super not British, though. I'm certain. Like their
I,
accents weren't British, at least. Were they flying people in for this shit? Were they faking accents?
I wonder if maybe
Conspiracy.
some Canadian production company just did their own like Jungle Run Canada or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, I can't find it. I'm sorry.
I loved it. Sorry. So I think I need it to be more interesting than that for 2 hours.
Yeah, and it is this year, so I think you'd be more apt to watch it.
I want the radio always. I don't want to hear what people are saying about it. I want to
So
hear
you
the
can
tea.
do that. So on the app that I have, I can watch the race from the point of view of one team, and I can hear all the radio. But then I can't hear the other people, so I don't really
Oh,
love
that would be
that.
so hard to decide.
So there is another option for you. So last weekend in China, they had a normal race, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like I told you. But they have something called
Mom, you're on the pod if you come in.
you're on
literally on
video
it.
too.
Do you want to be on it?
She's waving.
Mom, I thought you hated being on camera. What are you doing?
We're videoing.
You're in
this,
a nightgown. You're going to be on the internet. You know that, right? I'm putting this on TikTok, bitch.
It's the only way I get to see her.
It's not true. That is not
You
true.
look good, Joey. It's been a while.
Okay.
You look bad. I'm putting this on
Looking
TikTok.
beautiful.
You're
We're putting
on TikTok.
this part on TikTok for sure.
Yeah, I'm putting this
I
clip
assume
on.
you edit.
No, we're leaving this on.
I'm putting. Yeah, we're
She
putting
said,
this
"I'm
on
putting
TikTok.
this on
I'm
TikTok."
putting
That's
this
what she's
clip.
saying.
I'm
I'm
putting
going to take my
you.
clothes off
Get out of here.
so that you can't put it on TikTok.
Well, I'm putting this
They don't
much
allow
at least
nipples
on
on TikTok.
She's
TikTok.
putting this clip on TikTok.
Yeah, it's already done. Okay.
You guys,
It might not make the actual print thing, but it's going to be our ad on TikTok.
you should invite me in then.
I'm gonna make a billboard.
A billboard. She's making a billboard now.
I'll expose my
Toronto
nipples.
billboard.
She's
Mom, we will have you on. Okay, we will. I'll
We'll
think
have
of a
you on,
topic
she
for
said.
you.
She can't hear.
I can't hear you, but I miss you.
You want to hear?
No, guys! Oh my God! No, we have
Hey.
to finish the podcast.
What are we talking about?
F1.
Okay, fine. Dad, go on.
I'll leave. I'll leave if you promise to.
Talk to Katie. Above
Katie
my
will
pay
do it for
grade.
you. Don't worry about it.
We're the talent.
Katie will do it.
Why?
I miss my
She's a
girl.
pushover.
All right, bye. So, as I was saying, in China, the race they just had, they actually do a sprint race. So instead of 56 laps or whatever China was, 60 laps, it's only, I think it's like 20.
That's
It's not very
fine.
many.
I can do 20.
And so what they do is they do a qualifying for the sprint. So it's like a mini race, and then they do the sprint race, right? And it's kind of more exciting because they don't have to pit. There's no pit stop.
So you would rather less laps then, in a way.
I actually like the whole thing, but on sprint weekends, I watch the whole thing. So I watch 2 qualifyings, 2 races. I watch everything. So it's a commitment. You got like 5 hours of television or something at that point, right?
Goodness.
But
I just can't.
but I'm saying a good way to wade into it would be a sprint weekend. So I'll let you know when the next one is. I don't know when it is. I have to look on
I
my
do
app.
think if I watched the show, I would enjoy
Mhm.
that. But now that's not really what's happening anymore. Like it's old, you know?
Yeah, but see, I did that, and it was interesting because yes, some of the people are different, but a lot of people are the same. You know what I mean? And you kind of
But I'm
understand
behind. I wish they still made it.
they do.
Oh, it's every year?
It's every year. So there's 8 seasons, and season 8, which was the 2025 season that just happened, came out like a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
I would do that.
So you
Okay.
can watch
I will watch that.
season
I
8.
actually will. Yeah.
You can watch Kimmy get picked up from school by his mommy.
I really will, for real. That's because that feels like, I like that stuff. That's fun.
I think it's too bad in a way because like the season's over. There's a huge break, right? It goes all like 2 months break, and everybody wants F1 that loves F1, and there's nothing. And then right when the new season starts, they put Drive to Survive comes out from the season before, and it's like, well, now I already have F1. Why didn't you put it out when I had nothing to do for 2 months? You know what I mean? Like, I think it's
That's
bad
weird,
timing.
actually. Yeah. They should extend the intrigue.
Yeah, but they also have to edit everything and make it too, because that's
Yeah, but then I'd almost wait. I don't really know what the right answer is there. Maybe
you're
they want
always
to get it
behind. It's always behind. You're behind.
because, like, like Bridgerton. Remember when they made Queen Charlotte? It was because it was an off season. They put
Right.
it out. Things like that. There's lots of things like that. But
Um,
I kind of sometimes find that with the Kardashians because they're known to be like trendy and whatever. And then sometimes the season will come out
Mhm.
and all the trends are like old. And what they're
'Cause
talking about is like
it's
old news.
the
And I'm
year
like, yeah, I
ago.
already knew you dated him. We saw that. Like, I saw it on the
Yes.
internet, you know?
Yeah. Um, so you would watch maybe Drive to Survive, and you might even watch a sprint weekend, I guess sprint, not the qualifying, just the race. You don't want to watch
I
them
don't know.
qualify.
I don't know. Let me watch Drive to Survive and I'll see where
I
I'm
think
at.
qualifying is actually almost more exciting in a way because the way it works is there's 3 rounds in qualifying. So all the teams start, and whoever can go the fastest, the top 16 this year, get to go on to round 2, and the other ones are drop off, and they're the like number 22, 21, 20, and 19 on the start, and then they do another round, and then the next 6 drop off, right? And then they're the next ones on the grid, and then they race to see who is the fastest. So it's kind of neat because somebody can mess up on one of those rounds. They would have been faster, but they mess up and they're like stuck in 10th place or 20th place or something, right? So it's kind of like Max Verstappen in the first race. He messed up on qualifying and he crashed the car weirdly in qualifying, and he ended up really far down on. He was one of the last team because he just
Yeah.
by mistake, like it wasn't even his fault. The car actually locked up, and he just like couldn't do anything about it. So anyway, the other thing that is cool for you to watch, I mentioned this before, something called F1 Academy. It's a TV show on Netflix,
Okay.
and it's women, young women, race car drivers. There's Formula One we talked about. There's Formula Two, right? So they're not as good. Formula Three, and then there's this F1 Academy, which is before all those. And these young women are trying to get into Formula 3 or some of these other prestigious races.
And they
So they're
don't?
driving much smaller cars. They're not go-karts, but they're smaller than
They
the
don't
F1
get
cars.
into like that sucks. Right.
Well,
Because I guess it
that's
was
how it works. Like
primarily
there's all
men.
these different
But
things.
are women, it's co-ed, like they just all do it together?
Yeah. So F1 Academy is all women.
No, but I mean
There's no women in F1.
but would there be? Like it's
Yes,
allowed?
there will be. These
Okay.
women are amazing. They will
Oh,
get
that's
to
so
F1.
cool.
They will. Oh no,
So
some of them are amazing.
why don't, I guess it doesn't matter if it's
They're
separate.
these girls are like 15. Like they're not.
Yeah.
They're young, right?
That's
But
really cool.
but they do it like Drive to Survive. So like you see their season, and you learn about them, and they hang out with them, and it's like you get to know them, and then you see them like I have to win this race, and then they crash, and like oh they're sad, and like it's really cool. Like it's
That's
good. It's well
awesome.
done. I watched the first season of it.
So is it, you didn't watch anymore?
I don't know if there is another
Oh.
season, but
So is there, I'm curious though, like, most sports do separate things. Is it just
they're
because it's
not.
cars, so it
Well,
doesn't matter?
the problem with F1 for women is it's it's really hard on your body because there's a lot of G forces because you're going
Yeah.
250 kilometers an hour, and to steer the car going that fast, it's really hard on their arms and like their necks. I've told you this, but they do all this
Yeah.
crazy weight training, so their necks are big, so that they can keep their head straight when they're when there's so much G force. So I think that it's just harder, but the cars now are easier to drive. Like they have more power stuff in them. They can
Right.
do it. So I think that it's easier for women
So
to get
it's
in F1
kind of
now. There was a
well, they
famously
kind of gotta fucking commit now that they've made Formula like F1 Academy, because it's gonna be like people will get
people are
invested in
following it. Yeah.
that. Yeah, like you can't not have the women in now or not have them be able to do it. That's
The thing about
almost
F1
a good
Academy is
reason also to
interesting.
change the rules.
It's for them to prove that they're good to get picked up somewhere else is what it's actually for, to showcase
Yeah.
them. And there's things under F3 they can get into, like different racing circuits that they can do. But F1 Academy, they're only allowed to spend 2 seasons there. Like that's the rule. So if you do bad in 2 seasons, you're not going anywhere. Like it's kind of like do or die.
Is it catty? Are they like mad at each other?
Some of them are. Some of them are really good friends, and some of them like hate each other. It's good, right? It's cool. You should check it out. But
Yeah.
I think women will eventually get into F1 because it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these
You
guys,
know what? I bet that was some of the thinking behind rule changes and stuff, because it would be so disappointing for people who got invested in that show to then not, literally they just can't physically do it. Like I
yeah.
think
So
that would suck.
so Toto Wolff is the team principal for Mercedes. His wife is Susie Wolff, and she was a race car driver. Because of the way the cars were, she couldn't go very far. So she created F1 Academy.
Slay!
Pretty cool, right?
That's very cool.
I mean, they have millions and millions of dollars. But Toto Wolff
Yeah.
actually owns a large portion of the Mercedes team, so he's
But
not.
that's a
hurting.
cool thing to do with your money.
No, it's cool. Yeah, and they seem really great. Like, I mean, honestly, they seem good. So yeah, so I think you would actually watch something now. I think.
Does anybody have controversial opinions? I'm just curious.
The girls or the boys or
Oh, literally anybody. Is anyone like a right winger and like super public and they're being assholes about it and everyone hates them? Like vibes like that. That happens on hockey sometimes. There's a transphobic hockey player Katie talks about, a girl.
I'm not sure. I know that on the F1 Academy, there was a few Americans on it that seemed a little bit suspect to me, but I don't know. There's one story.
Which
Her last name's Block. I think it's Lori Block, but it's Block is her last name. And it's a really sad story.
BLOCH or KCK? Dance Block? Dance Brand Block?
I could tell you if you want to know.
She's the daughter of the ballet shoe guy? I'm just joking.
BLOCK Block. Leah
Okay.
Block.
Weird.
Yeah.
Go on.
I think it's her dad. Yeah, I heard it's really sad. Her dad was a rally car driver, and he was iconic. He was known to be, his name's Ken Block. He was known to be like an amazing rally car driver, and he died in 2023 in a snowmobile accident. And it's really sad, and they talk about it on the show, and I was like, oh, this is rough. And
You gotta have those sad stories.
she got taught to drive her dad, and it's all this thing for her dad, and I was like, oh god, this is like,
that's important.
yeah, it tugs your heartstrings. But she's really good. She's actually a really good driver.
That's cool.
When I was watching it, she was winning like most of the races. She's like really
That'd be
good.
so scary though. Like just to know someone so close that fucking died.
But he driving a snowmobile accident. It wasn't like race car driving, but
Still driving something.
yeah.
That's like if you like, there's not really a good example.
Look at the crocodile hunter. His son does that now.
I know. Would you okay, I'm trying to
I'd be
think of
dead.
something life-threatening I do and really nothing. But like, I don't know, if mom died acting, should you like want me to
I'd still
continue?
let you act. I'm sorry, that's a silly one.
People do sometimes. So what was
Uh,
I gonna say about that? Nothing actually. I have a note. Anyway.
Cool. So that's
so-
your crash course in F1. That's all you
liked
need to
it.
know.
I actually will watch some of that. Yeah. This is fun as a little bonus concept. One of us brings in something we're interested in.
I actually thought of some cool ideas too, but I'm gonna save
Oh
them.
yeah.
But
Okay. Wait.
I'm
This
glad
is your
you're-
bonus
I'm glad-
episode.
you're gonna maybe watch some F1. That was
may.
awesome. And I had fun.
I had fun too, actually. It's
Awesome.
it's
Okay.
interesting.
Love you.
Love you.
Thank you for listening to Daughter Knows Best.
Go follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Daughter Knows Best Podcast.
And listen to us on Spotify and now streaming on YouTube.
Thanks so much.
Thanks. Bye.